Welcome, Brew Ballers. Welcome to another edition of Basketball and Brews. I'm your host, Travis, all the way from Washington, D.C., and here I have my panel all together this time. I have from Columbus, Ohio, the lover himself, Mr. Nate. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. Can't complain. How you?
I'm all right, man. I'm ready. I'm anxious to get to this topic.
Me too, man. Me too.
Detroit, Michigan, got his punching bag behind him because he get mad at Donald Sterling. Gonna start punching at the punching bag letter on Saturday. He took out some aggression. My brother from the same mother, Eugene. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. What's happening?
Nothing much. And down there in the dirty in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, leader of Heat Nation, Drew Diddy, a.k.a. Drew. What's up, man?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
We doing great, man. Everybody's anxious to get to the topic at hand, and it's going to be heavy of that old man out there in L.A. Dude is on the longest sitting owner as of right now, anyway, in the NBA. I'm not even putting Mr. in front of Donald Sterling. So your reaction when you guys heard about it, how did you hear about it Saturday morning or whatever? How did it come through to you guys? Actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you right now. The first way I found out about it was Drew sent that text to the group. And I was kind of like, wait, what? What's happening? Because I was ripping and running that morning, and it's like, what's going on? And because the in-laws were in, and I was just ripping and running all day. So I didn't even know anything about this until that. So.
Yeah, I'd be surprised he's the only one, though. I'm quite sure there's other owners that feel the same way. So, ain't no surprise.
Well, okay, I'll bring it on home in a few seconds. But Nate, your reaction?
Well, I was actually out and about, and I got with the family, and I got the text from Drew that just said, "Man, check out this link." About these comments that the owner of the Clippers put out, and I actually listened to it with my wife in the car, and we were both kind of taken back, partly because it was so blatant. Much like Gene, though, the first thing I thought was, this is obviously a private conversation, but I said I'm certain he's not the only one, who feels this way. And the sad truth is that, even in the year 2014, there's still some people who, have these feelings or what have you. So initially, like I said, the first thing I thought was shock that, he put himself into a position where this could be recorded, because I didn't know how that whole thing played out. But then, too, I immediately thought about the players, because I'm thinking, putting myself into their, shoes, how would I feel now in the playoffs, man, and knowing that this is how he really feels about me. And to be quite honest, my initial reaction was I wouldn't play for him, while I understand that, the goal is to win a championship and you put in all of this work, to be essentially seen as a slave, a modern day slave, man. That was immediately, like I said, after I heard it, the first thing I thought, what are the players, and the coaches think? Because again, I think that the Clippers, out of 12 players, I think 10 of them are black or African American. So, I'm thinking it's like not even one of the teams that's dramatically diverse. So I just thought about that, man, and definitely, it hit home, man, for a number of different reasons. So shock at first, and then, concern for the players, specifically for the Clippers.
Drew?
Well, I saw it on, actually my brother called me in his room, and he was like, hey, come listen to this. And he was on World Star Hip Hop, actually. So I'm listening to it, and not realizing that the audio was like, it was like 9 minutes long or whatever, and I'm listening to it. It's like maybe at like the 2-minute mark. So I'm just listening and listening. He's like, man, just listen to the whole thing. And like, I'm listening. I'm like, okay, this is just him having an argument with his side chick or something like that or whatever, whatever. So it got to the part where he was like, don't bring them to my games and admire them from afar, or why you got to be, on Instagram with black people and all this stuff. And I was like, is this real? Like, I was really like, I thought this was like some setup, like candy camera type thing or something. Like they just playing a trick on somebody. Cause I'm like, is this real? Like he really said that. And what really took me by surprise was the fact that he was talking about Magic Johnson.
Right.
Not some regular black guy that she could have just been hanging out with. Not some regular dude that ain't nobody. Yeah, so not even a rapper. He's talking about Matt Kemp and Magic. Really, he's talking about Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, the mogul, the legend, the Hall of Famer, the guy who owns the team across town. The guy who owns the baseball team across town.
Yeah.
Like the guy everyone loves, you know what I mean? Like you never heard anybody really say anything bad about Magic Johnson. And she can't take a picture with Magic Johnson and you're like, don't bring him to the games? That dude practically built that stadium that you got your raggedy ass team in. Well, they were raggedy. They not raggedy no more, but Magic built that. You can say Magic built the Staples Center. Like the Forum is the reason why the Staples Center is there.
Yeah.
Built that. His statue out front. Ain't no Clipper statues out front. None.
Right.
Yeah.
That man come in that building. If Jay-Z and Beyonce was on stage, he can come in that building. It don't matter. He run that building. But yeah, he was. I thought it was like, this can't be real. Like he can't really be saying this. But when your real feelings come out.
You know, when I saw it, it took me a while before I saw it. So I saw the conversation you guys were having on the group chat. And I was just like, what did this fool say? What happened? What was going on? Until because we were at like a baseball game and we were at like the Nats game. So I didn't get a good chance to actually listen to it until I got back. And I turned on TV and I saw Sports Center. They had it blasting all over there. You know, CNN had posted something and they sent it to my phone. And so I was like, man, I was showing Dewana the whole time, like, look, man, this is a lot of stuff is happening through this thing, man. And when I finally listened to it, my reaction that I had was like, is anybody hearing the same thing? Is anybody seeing it from the same angle I'm seeing it from? Because I haven't heard it. I haven't heard what everybody else was. I still haven't heard anybody talk about it really. Was the fact that he was saying the reason he was so upset was that people called him and he was embarrassed that he took a picture with a black guy. So who the hell are these people who are calling him that he's associated with that are having this reaction? Because they obviously were probably clowning him like, oh, Magic probably laying the pipe to your girl. Oh, you got that big girl. They're going off saying all this crazy stuff and just all around ignorant, racist stuff. And he gets upset and he's feeling some kind of way about it, you know. And that's what I took from that. And that's why he was so mad. It was because he was looked at like some black guy who's beneath me, who is not on my level, you're running around with, and you're promoting that you're running around with. You're like, everybody know you my side chick, so you're embarrassing the hell out of me because you with somebody who's less of a man than I am, basically. And I still haven't really heard people talk about that. They were talking about, oh, don't bring them to my game, and you know, you can. That was the funniest part to me. I'm sorry. You can fuck them, but you don't bring them to my game. I'm like, what? This is just insane. Like, dude, I guess you're 80 years old. You really ain't doing too much. I don't know. You just needed a chick that looked nice around you.
You know what, Travis? I think you might find out. You might find out who he's talking about because he seemed like the type of person to me. Obviously, he crazy, and he might be a little bit senile. So if it's other owners that was calling him or anybody of any type of power or whatever, when they go to court, who's to say that he might not start throwing other people under the bus? He seemed crazy enough to do that.